Good evening. Welcome to Lebanon City Council, February 24th, 2026. Mr. Burke, please call roll.
Mayor Messer.
Here.
Vice Mayor Norris.
Here.
Mr. Sellers.
Here.
Mrs. Harper.
Here.
Mr. Lamoureux.
Here.
Mrs. Eggers.
Here.
Mr. Cook.
Here.
Bow your heads with me, please. Father in heaven, I just thank you for this day. Thanks for an opportunity to serve our community. Pray for wisdom as we make decisions and we talk through issues facing our town. Just thank you so much for Jesus. Your name I pray, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Looking at council work session minutes on January 6th, 2026. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cope.
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers.
Yes.
Mrs. Harper.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris.
Yes.
Mr. Sellers.
Yes.
Mayor Messer.
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux.
Abstain.
We'll see our January 21 minutes at another meeting. Looking at consideration of council meeting minutes, January 27th, 2026. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cope.
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers.
Yes.
Mrs. Harper.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris.
Yes.
Mr. Sellers.
Yes.
Mayor Messer.
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux.
Yes.
And then council meeting minutes, February 10th, 2026. Do I have a motion to adopt? So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cope.
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers.
Yes.
Mrs. Harper.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris.
Yes.
Mr. Sellers.
Yes.
Mayor Messer.
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux.
Yes.
Previous business, ordinance number 2026-001.
Ordinance 2026-011, amending chapters of the codified ordinances and the official zoning code as recommended by Planning Commission.
This ordinance approves the amendments to the subdivision regulations and miscellaneous zoning code text amendments that was a subject of the public hearing at the last meeting.
Motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments?
I do have a question. So there were a couple things that I think were a question when it was being discussed last week, or week before last, sorry. Trailers was one, there was something else, can't remember, that was in question. I just wondered where those landed ultimately.
So as of right now, the trailer language is still in there. That was the one item that I do recall. So if council would like that removed or discuss further, we certainly could, but it is in there as of now.
That if they're allowed or not allowed.
That they are permitted with those regulations that Greg covered in the public hearing.
Okay. When we discussed it, the one issue was, with trying to manage that as far as enforcement. I think that could be a concern.
Yeah, I think there was kind of some discussion on both sides, so we didn't get clear direction.
Yeah.
So my understanding, not to interrupt you, was empty trailers 8 feet and under are okay. Is that, because I drove around town, driving around in the last week, I've noticed a lot of trailers.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, they got a trailer there. So if we could just take a minute to make sure that's.
Yeah, I can read the language
Yes.
As it appears in the text. So what it would permit is an empty trailer that is no longer than 8 feet in bed length and with side panels no greater than 30 inches in height shall be permitted on the front driveways. So that's the language that's in there.
Yeah, my concern was code enforcement, then having to, is that one empty? So it's easier to drive by and say, okay, no trailers at all. And, if we want to, I don't really have skin in the game with this, but, with, having none is a pretty easy thing to say, okay, there's none. And if we're going to enforce it, then they're having to get out and, is there stuff in it? Is there not stuff in it? And being consistent with that, I think, would be my concern with that particular issue.
Mm-hmm. Being a trailer guy, I can identify an 8-foot trailer really easy.
Empty is
And empty, most trailers that size don't have sides, most of them. Not, people will put some in. You can see a clear shot. I think the full 8-foot trailer with stuff is more of what they're targeting or bigger, and actually the trailer not on the driveway but sitting in the yard. I'm thinking of one I saw today, and I said, that's really unattractive only because it's sitting in their yard, not sitting on the driveway, which would be probably an HOA issue or a code issue for parking stuff in your yard. The 8-foot empty trailer, I don't think it will be that big a deal. What'll be a bigger deal is trying to determine if they've been there 72 hours or not. Because if you're a lawn guy and you've got a little mower and a wheelbarrow in there, where are you gonna put it?
It was the planning commission was not for that as well. Was that accurate, or I thought there was?
Yeah, we recommended not to have it in there.
No
Yeah.
trailers at all?
Yeah.
I guess that's my question. Where do we expect these people to park? The second job guy like I was, that I used to be, always had a trailer because I needed it to pull my little zero turn, and where am I supposed to put my trailer? I have no problem with it. You guys know where I live. If I didn't live there, what do I do with my trailer?
Yeah. My concern was the same as Mrs. Egger's concern, is like, how are we gonna manage, how is John gonna manage this from a code enforcement perspective?
So I think I might be able to at least have a partial answer, because
Yeah.
we've had this before. I can't remember the name of the street that it was on, that was down Main, and there was somebody living in the trailer, okay? So it wasn't empty, obviously. They had to have water and electrical lines hooked up to the trailer. That's how we knew somebody was living, that's how we knew it wasn't open. And I would think that generally if the trailer's empty, you would be able to tell by not having water and sewer lines hooked up, or water and electric lines, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's sort of how they identify, well, this obviously isn't empty because it's hooked up to a water line or it's hooked up to an electric line.
And maybe I'm thinking we were talking about utility trailers.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Not RV trailers.
Recreational vehicles and campers are still prohibited.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that would,
Anything
yeah.
over 72 hours, correct.
Yeah.
Well, could John
I think,
remind
yeah.
us
I think-
before we make a
I
decision?
think, there were a couple cases where, staff issued a violation notice based on the current language. And we did get pushback from property owners. It was, hey, my kid's home from college and he's got a mowing job on the side. And,
Yeah.
So that was part of, why the language permitting it in kind of very specific situations was included, was just to try to work through that. I think generally speaking, I think staff feels like it can be administratively managed, just kind of based on a visual inspection. But I do understand the concerns as well,
Yeah,
so.
I'm not gonna get in your way. If staff thinks that they can manage this, and if it is an
Well,
issue, we can
Might
come
it
back
be
for
one of those that we address if it be,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not an issue,
Yeah.
is it widespread? Oh my gosh, there's rampant trailers running loose.
I think
Like,
this is small potatoes, chickens.
yes.
Yeah.
yes.
This is something that we get a lot of complaints from neighbors. I know, I live in an HOA, so it's not really a concern for us, but when people do, sometimes can be hard to see, maybe they're sometimes encroaching on the sidewalk. Obviously, if it's in the sidewalk, that's an issue, but, maybe it's hard to see around. There's just different reasons why, people may not prefer them. Do we get complaints on a regular basis of people calling and saying, hey, this trailer is an issue here in my neighbor's yard or their driveway or anything?
So we get complaints if there's, a bunch of stuff piled in it, or if it's parked in the grass. We have gotten complaints on that.
I understand.
Those are both, those would both still be violations under what's currently being proposed.
And that's really
Yeah.
anything parked, a boat or anything parked in the lawn
Is
is,
prohibited.
right, because it's just not attractive.
I think I probably would agree with you, Mr. Norris, on, there's a lot of small business owners out there, there's a lot of families trying to have a side hustle, that sort of thing. I think, as long as it's not unsightly, as long as it's not full of junk or parked in the yard, I don't really have a problem with it either. I think that it, again, and maybe that's something we revisit in 6 months, and if we're getting a lot of complaints, maybe we,
I'm fine with that.
And you're really only talking about like an area of Lebanon, because all the outskirts subdivisions, Miller's Crossing, Revere, John Garfield, they all have HOAs. So we're really talking about, you can draw a circle around the center of town, those folks.
Yeah.
So, I just know that, you know, the trailer was very important to me, and I wouldn't know what I'd do with it if
Yeah.
I didn't have it.
Sorry for my dumb little comment.
No, you're good.
We appreciate your insight.
Was there anything, I was trying to remember if there was something else that was a question, maybe there wasn't. I thought there were two things, but that might be the only one.
Years to get that person out of that. They were living in there for years.
Everybody good?
Yes.
Mr. Burke, please call the roll.
Mrs. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Sellers,
Yes.
Mr. Cope,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris,
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux,
Yes.
Mayor Messer.
Yes. I thought you were going to vote no.
I don't know why I can't get this in wrapped around my brain. Yeah, I just let you all. No.
New business ordinance number 2026-012.
Ordinance 2026-012 authorizing an agreement with Stryker for EMS equipment services and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves a 4-year agreement with Stryker in the amount of $33,929.85 per year for the servicing and maintenance of equipment utilized by the fire department.
Do a motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
Any comments? Please call the roll.
Mr. Lamoureux,
Yes.
Mr. Sellers,
Yes.
Mayor Messer,
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers,
Yes.
Mrs. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Cope,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2026-013.
Ordinance 2026-013 approving an agreement with Eldorado Climbing for the manufacture and installation of a climbing boulder play area in Miller Ecological Park and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves an agreement with Eldorado Climbing in the amount of $140,600 for the manufacture and installation of a climbing boulder play area in Miller Ecological Park. The Miller Park Trust is contributing $50,000 towards the project.
Motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Comments?
I have one, and I know this is still, the fairground issue is still out there, but we had talked about, one of the plans in the areas was to possibly bring in the climbing wall into that area as well. With the cost, the $50,000 for Miller Ecological is wonderful. Would that make that one off the table if?
We were talking about at 511.
Yeah, somewhere in
Yeah.
that vicinity.
We were looking at kind of that little green space, just at 511, just north of the new vet clinic, but it was just too small.
Okay,
So I think that's.
so we weren't, that wasn't a fairground,
It
part
wasn't
of
a
the splash pad and all that.
Correct, it was
Okay.
not part of that.
We were going to put boulders out in the street.
Take
We're still
another
moving
lane.
around.
Slow traffic then.
Speed bump.
Calming measures.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Sellers,
Abstain.
Vice Mayor Norris,
Yes.
Mr. Cope,
Yes.
Mayor Messer,
Yes.
Mrs. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux,
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2026-014.
Excuse me, ordinance. False start. Ordinance number 2026-014, it's really not fun getting old. Approving the purchase of a 2027 TerraX electric bucket truck and a digger derrick from the Sourcewell Purchasing Cooperative Program and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves the purchase of a 2027 Terex electric bucket truck in the amount of $384,000 and a 2027 Terex Commander electric digger derrick in the amount of $454,000 off of the Sourcewell Purchasing Cooperative Program for the replacement of equipment used by the electric department that has reached the end of its useful life.
Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments?
Was this in the budget originally?
So, in prior budgets, both vehicle or both equipment purchases have been programmed. Because of lack of availability, we were unable to execute it. So in this year's budget, we had just programmed one for one of these equipment purchases, not knowing if they both would become available this year, but they are. So The next legislative item would be a supplemental appropriation to support the purchase of both. The electric reserve and replace fund does have the cash balance to support both.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Eggers,
Yes.
Mrs. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris.
Yes.
Mayor Messer,
Yes.
Mr. Cope,
Yes.
Mr. Sellers.
Yes. Ordinance number 2026-015.
Ordinance number 2026-015, approving a supplemental appropriation in the electric fund in the amount of $440,000 to support electric department vehicle purchases and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves a supplemental appropriation in the electric fund in the amount of $440,000 to support electric department vehicle purchases that had been included in previous operating budgets but could not be executed due to a lack of equipment availability.
Motion to adopt? So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Sellers.
Yes.
Mr. Cope,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris.
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux,
Yes.
Mayor Messer.
Yes. City manager's report.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. The next meeting of City Council will be a work session on Tuesday, March 3rd at 7 p.m. And that's all I have.
I'm happy to inform everyone that we do not have an executive session tonight, so you can go home. But first, Mr. Sellers, you got anything for us?
Scott, where is the easiest place to access that Fairgrounds Master Plan Open House recording video?
So it's on the City of Lebanon's YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go under City of Lebanon, we have a YouTube channel.
Is there any way of getting it on our website, front page or
Yeah, we
something?
can make sure there's a link to it.
Okay. I wasn't able to attend, but I did watch it, and it was very,
For which video?
the open house.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you.
I wasn't able to attend, but I did watch the video, and it's extremely informative. I think it should answer pretty much any of the questions that most of the citizens have. We're not redeveloping the property, and we're not kicking anybody out, and our plans are to save the fairgrounds. So just I highly encourage anybody who's got any questions, just tuning in and watching that. So that's all I got.
I got a couple of things. Elizabeth and I went to the Optimist Club, had a fundraiser on Saturday night for the Family of Promise folks, and that was a lot of fun. And I got to sit with their leadership team, and I think it would be awesome to have them back, the Family of Promise folks, sometime here in the next month or two to kind of give us an update on. Sounds like they've got some really good things going, and they do a good thing in our community, and the place looks really nice. It's kind of one of those gateway entry points into town, and they've done a great job of refurbishing that. And then Mr. Laser and I went to here a couple weeks ago to the OKI luncheon, and the CEO of CVG came in and spoke, and I took a couple pictures of the slides. It's like I don't fly a lot, a couple times a year type thing, but the economic impact down there was $10.5 billion, which that I was shocked over that. I would have never guessed that. They said they have 9 million passengers a year that run through there. 7th largest cargo airport in North America because of DHL and Amazon, and they have 16,000 employees. I'm not going to go into all the routes. That's kind of nerdy. The DHL hub, it's the second largest super hub. DHL's invested $300 million in the last few months there. Since 2009, forgive me, 4,000 employees. Amazon is huge, 1.5 billion investment, thousands of employees. For whatever reason, Amazon won't release their numbers, which, it is what it is. So they said that in 2024, they had 56,000 total jobs that were supported by the airport, which I thought that was just amazing. 52% Kentucky residents, 38% Ohio, and then 10% from Indiana. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. I really enjoyed him coming and speaking and just kind of sharing the vision for what they're doing and trying to grow and add destinations, direct flights, and I think they had 55 direct flights and a handful into Europe and Asia. And then I guess the other thing is Mr. Yerk, I had such high hopes of you going to auctioneer school when you retire. those were dashed tonight.
Yeah, that's not gonna
Back to the drawing board.
That's not gonna happen.
So we're gonna have to work on that. That's all I have, Mayor.
Mr. Norris?
I want to make one thing very clear, we are not planning on an airport at the fairgrounds.
No.
Maybe
Don't
it's
start
just not-
rumors.
We're not, no matter how productive it can be, it's not happening. I too would encourage people to take their concerns regarding various things going around in the city. Don't take the internet, Facebook issues, et cetera, and just keep calling us. I've had some good phone calls in the last couple of weeks. People just asking questions, and I ask them where are they getting their information from. I always like to know that. It's usually from one place. But I encourage them to call us, call the city, if you've got questions about some of the development going on around the community, 48 issue, going out to roads and different things, that's being involved with land, that's being, earth being moved around, a lot of questions there. And also with fairgrounds issues, any questions with that, we can certainly try to answer those best we can. And watch the video, I think that's a great idea. Of our meeting that we had up there a couple weeks ago. There was a lot of miscommunication after the meeting of people who were upset because they came anticipating a question and answer time. That was never put out, it was going to be a question and answer time. It was a presentation is what, and then there'd be question and answers about the presentation. That was not a time that we were opening it up. That wasn't the purpose of that meeting, and I don't feel it was ever put out there as that. So there were people that were upset that we didn't give them the venue, but that was never intended. That meeting was just a cast a vision meeting. But please watch the YouTube video and pay attention to our notes. All of our meetings are posted. Come, and we encourage that if you like the public input. Thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Bronco, I know the consultant regarding the open house meeting that we had was collecting questions. Is that going to be tallied up and distributed? What's happening?
Yeah, we've got a call scheduled with them, I think on Friday, just to kind of go through all of the notes and all of the feedback that they received. So they've been working on that since the public open house.
Gotcha.
And we've got a call to kind of check in on that this week with them.
Great. And yeah, I would encourage people, I've been corresponding trying to understand what the Ag Society Board, what the issues are in particular, to hopefully try to bring it back and solicit things in writing, what are the concerns rather than social media chatter, which is just so surprising, there's nobody here tonight, except Andy, thank you. Other than that, so yeah, it seems to be just the, what was the phrase you used? The heckler veto? Yeah, heckler veto seems to be the thinking that if you complain about it loud enough on social media, you got to be right. And it's just so unfactual, the things that I see. So yeah, open invitation. Anyone, send me an email. We do a pretty good job of responding, I think. I know I do. I try really hard to respond to folks. And I've gotten, other than from a few Ag Board members, 0 emails from the public about this. So if they want facts, I think we are all the ones to be able to provide those facts. Open dialogue. Thank you.
I concur with that.
Yeah.
None. So, no, nothing.
I wasn't able to go either. What would you say the attendance was? Ideas?
There was about probably a couple hundred. I think they
Okay.
put out 200 plus chairs and it was pretty full.
Okay.
So a couple hundred people, yeah.
I did watch the video, but I couldn't see the attendance. Thanks. That's all.
Mayor, can I add one more thing?
Yeah,
That I
absolutely.
forgot with OKI, and Brian, you're welcome to correct me on this, but, so Congressman Taylor came in and spoke, and there is a feasibility study that either it's in the House or it's passed to expand 23 from Toledo down to the Ohio River. So, we frequently have conversations around truck traffic and pass-through traffic and that sort of thing. And they were talking about trying to widen that to be similar to State Route 30 up in the northern part of the state, or something similar, maybe, was it 79 over on the east side of the state, or 77, where they can take some of that traffic off 75 and 71, which I think would be fascinating to have that discussion and see what that looks like. The road's already there. Frequently, you know, or most spots, it's pretty wide already. It wouldn't take a whole lot to expand that. And then they bring it into 270 and go around 270 and then drop down through Chillicothe into the river. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Who knows, it's government, so that could be something that's on the 2075 plan. But it's just nice to know that they're talking about that. So, sorry.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for joining us. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So, second.
Please call the roll.
Mayor Messer,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris.
Yes.
Mr. Sellers,
Yes.
Mrs. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux,
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers.
Yes.
Mr. Coe.
Yes.